Hello, Project Search and Project Life students. This is Katie from Project Search Atrium. Today in our social skills lesson, we are going to be talking about peer pressure. Let's first talk about what a peer is. A peer is a person who is in the same social and age group as you. Think of them like your classmates. Those would be your peers. Pressure, something you are forced into doing. So therefore, peer pressure is when people around your age group try to get you to do things that you are not sure about. Now there are two kinds of peer pressure, good and bad. And we're going to start with talking about bad peer pressure. Bad peer pressure. Let's think of some things that peers might try to talk us into doing that we know are wrong. These are things that if we did them, we would get in trouble, hurt others, or even hurt ourselves. Later today, when you send me my email checking in, you can talk to me about why each one that you chose is wrong and what could happen. I'm going to give you some examples, and then I want you to come up with 6 of your own. One example would be stealing. Someone might give you bad peer pressure to try to talk you into stealing. Another one might be lying. Someone might pressure you into lying. Both of those we all know are wrong and could get us in trouble, hurt others, or even hurt ourselves. So those are good examples of bad peer pressure. I'd like you to pause this video and spend some time coming up with 6 other things that would be considered bad peer pressure. Don't worry about your spelling, just do your best. Pause the video now. Falling into peer pressure can get us into a lot of trouble. We're going to put a check mark in each of the boxes showing what can happen to us if we give in to bad peer pressure. I'm going to read you all of these, and then I'm going to have you pause the video and check the boxes you think would be considered bad peer pressure or results of bad peer pressure. You might disappoint your family. You might go to jail. You might get suspended from your program. You might lose your family's trust. You might get arrested. You might get very sick. You might get injured. You might injure someone else. You might even die. Pause the video and put a check mark on the ones you think could be a result of falling for bad peer pressure. Okay. Looks like you've had time to check the boxes of where you think the results of bad peer pressure might lie. If you check disappoint your family, I believe you are right. A lot of times our family can be very disappointed in our bad choices. If you checked go to jail, you are also correct. If you make a really bad choice due to bad peer pressure, like stealing or hurting someone, you might go to jail because those things are against the law. If you check get suspended, you are also right because those things, bad things are also against school rules or your program rules. So things like stealing, lying, cheating, being dishonest, all of those things can get you suspended from school as well. So that could absolutely happen. When you make bad choices, you could also lose your family's trust. So you should check that box. Again, you could get arrested. You could get in trouble with the law when you make bad choices. That's definitely a consequence of making a bad choice due to bad peer pressure. You might even get very sick if you make a bad choice. Maybe you got bad peer pressure into using drugs or drinking alcohol and you could get very sick. You could get injured. When you do bad things, a lot of times they're not very smart and the injuries can occur. So you can definitely get injured by falling for bad peer pressure. And again, for the same reason, you can injure someone else. It could result in your death. Making bad choices could unfortunately result in your death. So actually, all these boxes should be checked for ways that things that could happen to us if we give in to bad peer pressure. Now, all of these things are not going to happen, and it depends on the severity of your choice, but these things could happen. It is important that you do not give in to bad peer pressure. If someone tries to get you to do things that you know are wrong, You need to say no and walk away. Real friends wouldn't try to get you to do bad things. Real friends would want you to do good things. That's one way you can tell a real friend from a fake friend. If they're trying to get you to do bad things, they don't have your best interest at heart. Your real friends would try to sway you to do the right thing. If you have someone at home with you today, you could have them practice these scenarios with you where they try to talk you into doing something bad and you stand up for yourself and say, no, I'm not going to do that. The more you practice it, the more comfortable you will be with it. Now let's talk about good pressure, good peer pressure. Not all peer pressure is bad. Sometimes our peers may try to talk us into doing things that are good for us, even if we're unsure of them. This could include things like trying out for student council or a club at school. Maybe they want you to go with them to a school dance or roller skate, and you're afraid of trying because you're afraid of trying these things, maybe because they're new. These are all good things and would be good for us to do and try. Giving in to good peer pressure can help us overcome things that we have been afraid of trying. Let's look at each of these peer pressures below, and you're going to write whether you think it's good or bad peer pressure. Number one, your friends want you to take money from your mom's purse so you can go to the movies. Would you put a G for good or a B for bad? Number two, a group of kids from your school urge you to come to church with them on Sunday. Would that be a G for good or a B for bad? Number three, your best friend has a cigarette and keeps bugging you to smoke it with her. Is that good peer pressure? You put a G, or bad peer pressure? You could put a B. Your classmate begs you to sing at a talent contest because you're a great singer. Is that G for good peer pressure or B for bad peer pressure? And the last one here is your friends are bullying a new kid and want you to join in. Is that G for good peer pressure or B for bad peer pressure? You can pause here if you need more time to think about these answers. Now we're going to go over the answers together. Number one, if your friends are asking you to take money out of your mom's purse without asking, that is definitely bad peer pressure. They're trying to get you to be this deceptive and lie. Those are not your friends. Number two, a group of kids from your school are urging you to come to church with them on Sunday. That would be good peer pressure. They want you to do something good for yourself. Number three, your best friend has a cigarette and keeps bugging you to smoke it with her. Definitely bad peer pressure. She's asking you to do something that would be detrimental to your health. There should have a B there. Your classmates beg you to sing at the talent contest because you're a great singer. That would be what we call good peer pressure. They know that you're a great singer and they want to see you do well. So you put a G there. Your friends are bullying a new kid and they want you to join in. I hope we all had B there for bad peer pressure. Those people are not your friends if they're asking you to do something cool to other people. That's all we have for today. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We miss you a bunch and have a good evening.